The Lost and Forgotten Languages of Shanghai, a novel, by Ruiyan Xu. Narrated by Angela Dawe. Copyright 2010 by Ruiyan Xu. This unabridged audiobook is published by arrangement with St. Martin's Press and was produced in the year 2010 by Tantor Media Incorporated, which holds the copyright thereto. Prologue. Later, she would remember the crack in the building, a line splitting the cement, a body of veins crawling everywhere. It happened in slow motion. On a balcony 2 blocks away, she watched the crumple of the Swan Hotel. Aortas feeding into arteries, capillaries branching off, slender, disappearing into the facade of the building, carrying blood away from the heart. The hollow, sickening boom of it sucking all air out of her lungs. For a second, Shanghai looks exactly the same, some haphazard perfection brimming out of the skyline. There is silence for a still moment, until the city rushes back to the clatter of horns, bulldozers, airplanes blazing across the eardrum. A gust of wind sweeps by, carrying a trace of gas, of combustion. There is a halo of dust around the hotel, and she watches it swarm upward and outward like a pack of locusts, expanding darkly into the sky. She sees the sway of the building, pieces loosening, cement crumpling off the sides, glass shattering and buckling. The entire structure begins to melt away, the bottom giving out, the floors sinking down. She watches the middle of the building sag, walls crushed between sky and street, window panes that shone bright being obliterated, a solid shape in slow disintegration. The noise keeps pouring in, heavy and thudding, ceaselessly, pounding everything else out of her body, filling up her insides. She has to close her eyes, but she can't stop listening. The sound of stone against stone, the only thing in her ear. It would not stop. Later, standing on the same balcony, she would look down at the debris on the site and see a wound that refuses to heal. Part 1. The Swan Hotel. Chapter 1. He leaves work early, walks down thin strips of sidewalk, and meanders over the bridge, his hands tight-fisted at his sides. It is one of those spring afternoons when the skin begins to pucker in the sun, when the heat of summer hints at the back of the neck, and instead of driving home, he forces himself onto slow-moving buses, lets himself be carried along by crowds and their murmurs, gives himself the luxury of time to notice the city around him as he walks under the shadows of high-rises. He looks up. The city is new and strange, and the skyline startles him, the way it changes constantly, month by month. His memories are slightly skewed, an older print, already out of date. The last time he looked up, there was the same city, but different. Emptier. Stretches of sky. The lobby of the Swan Hotel stretches cool and marbled, and he walks in nodding at the bellhop, the receptionist, the maintenance worker moving a trolley of old bathroom fixtures out the door. The afternoon light saturates the carpet beneath his feet, exposing motes of dust, bleaching navy into a muddy blue. Up the stairs, the glass doors of the restaurant are half shut and streaked with a light layer of grease. 2 waitresses shelling lima beans over tea and gossip jump up when he pushes through the door, chirping, "Welcome, Mr. Li," in his wake. His father is already sitting in the corner, poring over sketches with his glasses pressed up tight against his face. At the sound of Li Jing's greeting, he looks up and cocks his eyebrows, stretching his thin, angular face even longer.
"So it was you on the phone after all, not an imposter. Tell me."
Professor Li makes a show of looking at his watch.
"To what do I owe this unexpected pleasure? How long has it been since you left work voluntarily at 5 o'clock in the afternoon?"
Li Jing shrugs but does not meet his father's eyes.
"Why not? I felt like a drink."
Side by side, a subtle resemblance between father and son reveals itself in the same broadness of the shoulders, in the same bulging black eyes. But Professor Li is tall and skinny with a long horse-like face and a poof of white hair. His son is all compression, thick-bodied, with a broad nose and a locked jaw. A waiter comes to stand behind their shoulders, angling a long stalk of bamboo with the tip sliced open to pour threads of tea into their
Sample complete. Ready to continue?